Hey guys, good evening everyone. Did you know that that was the first notification I just got? I just got the first notification of my day. A lot of you guys have not been getting notifications, so much so that I swear I've been like on YouTube, I've been on Twitter for days being like, Team YouTube, what is going on with notifications? I am subscribed to my channel just to make sure I get notifications. And I just got my first notification for the day. First notification for the day. So if you've missed some of my videos, that might be why. Okay, so it's Thirsty Thursday. I don't know what you guys are drinking. If you got your tea, if you got coffee, if you've got a beverage. First off, I just want to say thank you to Jessie. She sent me this cup. It is so cute. And it says, at the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. And that is a quote by Frida Kahlo, who is my favorite artist. And this is a tumbler, with a little sippy cup. A sippy cup tumbler. So thank you so much, Jessie Bear. I love you. Okay. So hopefully you guys have all have your beverages ready. All got your. Yeah, the notifications are a mess right now. I don't know what is going on. So, anyways, Dr. Pepper on the way. All right, so this has been, I have kind of like two items that I wanted to talk about tonight, and I was like, well, why don't we just do a live stream? Because I don't really have the time or energy to make like a single video about either of these topics. So let's just do a mashup. So yesterday I started like noticing that there was a bunch of influencers posting photos on their Instagrams and on Twitter of parties. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, why is everyone posting photos? What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? What's going on here? So apparently there's some guy named, first off, I don't even know who half these people are because I don't TikTok. Like, I'm so not cool, you guys, because I don't TikTok. But some guy named Larray. I don't know if he is a YouTuber or not. He has a large YouTube channel, and then I think he has a TikTok, but it was his birthday. It's like 22nd birthday. And Nikita Dragon, she decided that she was going to have a birthday party for him. And they all went out for dinner at some restaurant in Los Angeles, like a whole group of them. And then they had this huge house party, like humongous. Now, this follows Jake Paul having an enormous house party, so much so that the city of Calabasas literally called out Jake Paul and has completely changed the rules in Calabasas to the point where house parties are no longer allowed. And if house parties happen, they will be broken up. And anybody that's at the house party will get a fine. Like, that's like where they're at right now. Like, Jake Paul is such a nuisance in his world that he had a massive house party. He had like hundreds of people there in the middle of a pandemic. And one of the people that was apparently at the party, or Jake had been exposed to only a few days later, came down with COVID. I'm not even lying. And the kid has a channel, I don't even remember what Luke is his name is. He's got 10 million subscribers. He hangs out with Jake Paul. He has a video on his channel and it says, I tested positive. He's like literally on the phone while he's like on filming, and he's like, so Jake, like, I tested positive, and I was around you when I was positive. And Jake was just like, I don't care, whatever, no big deal. So the kid has to go into quarantine, right? What's his name? Luke something. But anyways, he's like, I don't care, whatever, no big deal. So then there's speculation that Jake wouldn't care because if he did get it, he would just make content out of it. Now that's the rumor. But anyways, Tana has been hanging out with him again. Like, why are you hanging out with him, Tana? You seriously, Tana, what are you doing? So I was like looking through this. So as if that wasn't bad enough. So Jake Paul has this humongous party, and I feel like I should put their names in here because I'll just put that in there. So I'm going to put their names in there because no one, anyway. Luke Skywalker. Sorry, Luke Skywalker. He's the person that has COVID. Tanner Fox. I'm sorry, Tanner Fox. Tanner Fox is the one that has COVID. And he tests positive, and I'm sorry, Tanner Fox. And he's like calling, and he's like, yo, dude, like, I have COVID. And Jake's just like, whatever, who cares? And then Tanner is supposed to be quarantining, and he's making videos like, what new car should I buy? And he's like driving his car around. Like, Tanner, you are, like, these kids are so not even taking this seriously. So if that isn't bad enough, the city of Calabasas literally has to change their rules, and he gets called out. Jake gets called out by the mayor of Calabasas for hosting a party. And he's on the national news for literally hosting the party. This is the second time Jake has been so stupid. He also was caught looting in Arizona during the protests for George Floyd. Like, I don't understand how this kid even has followers. He is like the biggest, like, you're looting in a mall. Now you're throwing a COVID party. And then if that wasn't bad enough, after that whole thing happens, then Nikita decides she's going to throw a party for Lorraine, and they're posting it all over Instagram. So, of course, Tana was there, and James Charles went to the party too. Like, seriously, James? And the funny thing is that James was there. He posted this on his Instagram, and then it was deleted, like, by the morning. This was gone. It was like somehow James knew that this was going to go up, and he was going to get backlash for it. And so he removes it from his Instagram stories. And like the next thing on his Instagram stories is him waking up the next day and like laughing about like the night he had. So it's like James was even there. And I was like, come on, James, you literally just got out of a mess. You literally just got out of a mess where you're finally vindicated. Please don't do anything problematic like going to a party during a pandemic. But he did. And like Tana was posting all kinds of stuff on her Instagram stories. The Lopez brothers were there. Now the Lopez brothers are like TikTokers, and James Charles actually did a like collab with them a few weeks ago. It was super cringe. If you watch Deaf Noodles, he did a video about it. It was so bad. And I mean, when you are a YouTuber and you are getting like, you're making the news, like the main news in CBS like in Los Angeles, Calabasas mayor calls out YouTube Jake Paul for house party, sets new restrictions. So if you are a YouTuber and you are so problematic that the mayor of your city is changing restrictions because of what a tool shed you're being, and he doesn't care. And when he was like confronted about it, he was just like, whatever, I don't even know what you're talking about. There's a scandal, who cares? It's just so brazen. So there's also videos that have been circulating. And this is Nikita's. I'm going to hold up. And you'll see that this party was not small. I'm going to like turn the music down just because they have copyrighted music on it. But like, this is the party she threw for him. It was like his 22nd birthday. Signature drinks. Look at all those people. They're not 6 feet apart. No one's wearing masks. Oh, that guy right behind everyone has a mask on. But they're all standing side by side. Like, what are you guys doing? Why? Why are you doing this? The dancing is just so bad. There's Nikita. Like, look at that. There's a ton of people there. A ton of people there. It's huge. Packed. And might I add that that California literally just surpassed the state of New York for the number of COVID cases in the nation. So New York had been the top state in the country for COVID cases, and then these yahoos are throwing COVID parties. And I wish that was like the only people that were bragging about it, but then you get Miss Thang over here. Let me see. Then you get Miss Thang over here.
Tana with the fit slaying tonight.
Because why wouldn't she go, right? Why would Tana not, why would...
Preparing for the Hype House,
Like all those people, just like, whatever, we're gonna go to a party, no big thing. So then she's at the party. And this just shows you how many people were there. It's packed at this party. It's packed. They're all just like crammed in this place like sardines during a pandemic. They don't care. I know, they don't care at all. Yeah, and in Los Angeles is, yeah, I heard they were considering going back on lockdown. So it's pretty wild. So there's all these influencers doing this. Obviously, they're getting backlash now. So like, obviously people are calling them out. Large T channels have been covering it. It's amazing to me though, because these are the kids, these are the people that people follow. And I'm just like, I'm constantly amazed at the people that are popular on YouTube that have really large platforms that are younger. I'm like always like, really? This is what's cool? Like, this is not what I would have been into when I was that age. These type of people would not be what I would have wanted to watch. And not to mention Tana is in a whole lot of trouble for all kinds of comments, tweets, things. She's had all kinds of friends calling her out. She's been promising that she's going to make an apology video, but she's not. She's too busy partying. So she's got like all these people that are on her about all this really bad behavior, all these terrible things that she said. She has never addressed it. And instead, she's out like partying and she's hanging out with Jake Paul again. Like, why are you hanging out with Jake Paul? Why are you doing that? Caitlin says, Callie is on lockdown and Nikita explained it away by saying most of the people live there together, so it's okay. No, it's not. That's ridiculous. That's insane. No way. I mean, I have no doubt that that's what she was actually, that was her excuse. All right. All right. So all of these guys have been in, they're all being naughty, they're all being awful. It's any wonder that they don't all have COVID at this point. They probably will. And the thing that bothers me is like, even if they don't, say, even if they get it, like say Tanner gets it and he gets a mild form of it, it doesn't matter if he's young and like he's able to have a mild form of it. It's all the people that then he exposes himself to, and then all of the people that they expose themselves to. So like there's so many fragile people that are around us that you don't know. And we also don't know why it targets some people more than others. Like there have been completely healthy adults, young adults in their 20s that are getting this really bad right now. And they don't know why. They don't know why it's hitting certain populations harder than others. They can't explain like who is going to be hit harder. And I feel like all of this just adds to our level of embarrassment of our country at this point in time in our battle of getting rid of this virus. So Kelsey says, I'm 24 and I don't do any of this. I'm an essential worker at a doctor's office and in school, so that's no excuse. Yeah. And I don't think all young people are doing this, because I have a lot of followers that are in, I would say, like, I have a lot of followers that are like 20 to 30 that are like sending me messages like, I would never do this. I don't know why they would do this. This is so bad, Katie. I don't know what's going on here. This is so terrible. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that they think that because they're young, it doesn't matter, or they're just, it's not going to affect them. Personally, we have people in my family that have passed away. We have not seen our parents in months because of this virus. We haven't left our house but 2 times with our son, or no, 1 time. We took him on a walk the other day, so we actually like went on a walk with him. But, you know, like, there's people that are deeply impacted by this, and this sort of reckless behavior just doesn't stop the spread. And it's spiking everywhere right now because people are being this ridiculous. And I don't understand how Jake Paul continues to have such a large following given all these ridiculous choices he made. Kyla says, as a young teen myself, 16, these people are very bad influence. Most of these influencers are racist, sexist, and just all over bad. When I'm on TikTok, these people dominate the app. Yes. Oh, you didn't have to delete that, Jesse. Sorry, Kyla. Thanks for watching, Kyla. Okay, by the way, can I just tell you something? I got a couple messages the other day, one from one of my subscribers, Holly, who's a member. She has a little girl who's 2 years old, and she told me yesterday or 2 days ago that her daughter cannot go to sleep unless she knows that I am sleeping. So she wants to watch me so much that she has to convince her daughter that I'm not going to go live anymore for the night so that her daughter can go to sleep. And then another one of my followers sent me a photo of her son watching the channel with her while she was having lunch, and he was sharing a snack with me while I was talking on the big screen. And I was like, this is so cute. So if you guys have those kinds of photos, or, you know, if you have cute stories like that, let me know. I try to keep this channel very clean, free of words that will be tough on young ears. I am aware that there's a lot of moms that watch with their children, and so that's why we don't curse. That's why we censor things. Not only that, but the bots. But I have always had that rule here of trying to keep a clean channel, because I know that there's moms that watch with kids. Although I still think it's hilarious that kids are interested in this content. Like, this little girl is so obsessed with my channel that she found her daughter in her bedroom on the floor, curled up, had a little sleepover on the floor, and she had turned the TV on, and she was like, what are you doing, honey? And she's like, I'm watching Katie. And it was like, I don't even remember what the video was about. It was like Jeffree Star or something. And she was just like, Jeffree Star? Yeah, Jeffree Star and Katie. Like, a 2-year-old. My Minnie says, lady, when you come on, she dances to the intro. Yes, that video, I shared that video actually on my Instagram. So yeah, and I got another video from her last night, and she was like watching the show, and she wouldn't go to bed. Like, she would not go to bed until she knew that I was going to sleep. So Holly told her, like, you're going to sleep. Katie's going to sleep tonight, so you can go to bed, honey. Okay. So now back to, okay. Sierra just started watching Love on the Spectrum. Authentically, Amanda says, yes, thank you for always keeping the content clean. The content, I can't admit, well, like the subject matters are not always age appropriate, but the language will always be. So, because I know little ears can hear things. And there's times, for instance, last night I was watching, do you guys like Snoop Dogg? Because I love Snoop Dogg. I'm just going to go off on a little tangent here last night. And he was doing a battle with DMX, who I also love. And I was trying to watch it while I was putting my son to bed. And my son actually, like, he falls asleep with us because he has all these needs. And so it's just easier for him to sleep in our room. And I'm trying to get him to bed. And generally what we do is, like, he'll watch his iPad, and then I will just, like, read my phone or do Twitter or something, like do social media while I'm waiting for him to fall asleep. But I was like so into this battle, and I wanted to watch Snoop and DMX battle, and I couldn't because they were swearing so much. And I was like, and he at 7 years old will now hear that, and she's like, Mommy, that's a bad word. That's a bad word. That's a bad word. So yeah, what did you give it to you, huh? Love DMX. Yes. So they did like Drop It Like It's Hot, Up in Here. Oh my gosh. I was like shocked though, because you guys, DMX is, I haven't seen these guys in a while. Like, I don't know why. Like, Snoop's all over social media, but I haven't seen him in a few years. And I was like, oh my gosh, he looks old now. Like, he literally looks older now. And he's not that much older than me. I think he's like in his late 40s. And I don't know how old DMX is. DMX can't be that old either. But both of them have had like a harder life. You know, DMX has battled addiction. So I don't know if he looks like he's he looks like he's clean now because he's gained some weight, which is good. Everyone was like making fun of his little belly, it was just so funny because I haven't seen DMX in such a long time. And it was just like, wow. The last time I paid attention to him, he was getting arrested and he was chasing cops, and you know what I mean? Like, good to see him on a healthy track. Yeah. So I definitely so my shirt says Canna Steers, but yeah, I grew up listening to hip hop. Snoop Dogg was like literally one of my favorites. So people always like laugh when I wear the Snoop Dogg shirt thinking it's like I'm just being trendy, and I'm like, no, really, Snoop Dogg is literally one of my favorites. I love him. And his dancing last night was absolutely hysterical. What I should cover what? Snoop is 48. Okay. Oh my gosh. Snoop looks old. He looks older than 48. He's got a receding hairline and braids now. I was like, who is that guy? But he's still super skinny. Oh my gosh. Did any of you guys actually watch his, he had a reality show with his wife for a few years, and he was like dad. He was like a stay-at-home dad, and his wife would always get mad at him because he wanted to eat Popeye's chicken all the time. And I was like, girl, why do you care? Like, he's a thick stick. And he would always like sneak off to go eat Popeye's chicken. It was like this running joke. Okay, so next topic, derailed off of Snoop Dogg, is Danielle Cohn. Sorry. So I introduced this topic the other day, and there was a couple questions that came up about one, Katie, oh my God, you showed the birth certificate, and how dare you? And so I just want to show you guys something because this came directly from her father, and this is her dad, Dustin. And he put this out actually on YouTube and on TikTok, and it's him talking about her age because they keep lying about how old she is.
About the birth certificate, so here it is. Obviously, she is 14, just turned 14 on March 7th. She was born on 2006. Here's the proof.
So the photo that I shared actually was a screenshot of this. He had this on YouTube as well. I don't know if someone re-uploaded this onto Instagram, but this was actually on TikTok as well.
Multiple people have shown this birth certificate. My mom had multiple members of her family calling her constantly, screaming at her, leaving crazy messages over the fact that she told the truth. Once again, this is the true birth certificate. I will show it again as many times as we need. This is to prove that this is what's going to happen from now on. We're going to tell the truth. Hey guys.
So basically, her mom has been lying about her age for all this time, trying to convince people that she's 2 years older because her mom has been marketing her as adult, but she's not an adult, she's trying to market her like she's a Kim Kardashian, but she's not. She's literally 14. So obviously the proverbial SHIT hit the fan about a week ago when some audio began to leak. And apparently here's what happens. So as I'm learning more, this is how it all goes down. So Danielle has this friend, or Danielle and her mom have this friend named Virginia, who is a family friend. And Danielle confides in Virginia because she doesn't feel like she can talk to her mom about stuff. And Danielle is struggling with not wanting to work anymore. And she and her mom are fighting because Danielle is tired of being on social media. She wants to be a kid. She doesn't want to dress like an adult. She literally like wants to be and act like a kid, but her mom like makes her wear these clothes. Her mom forces her into situations with guys for content. She's like, you know, her mom is mad at her because she won't work, won't put out content, won't do what she wants her to do. She's like, her mom's angry that she'll throw it all away because she built it for her. There's stuff that starts coming out that her mom is basically controlling the social media that she puts out and all of her accounts. And so it comes to this place where the situation between them gets so heated that they invite Virginia over to have a discussion about where they're at, because Danielle's mom, Jennifer, is being so awful to her that she's basically like shaming her, calling her names, telling her she's a terrible person, sending messages to Virginia about how she's let herself go and everyone's mad about that. Basically implying, I guess, that she gained weight. I don't know how else you could say let yourself go. She's 14. I don't know how you let yourself go when you're 14. It's not like she's an adult. Anyways, there's text messages about bad perms. There's comments about how, you know, she's only 14. She's going to regret this. But then new audio comes out, and it's the full audio that contained the leak about the abortion. But it's the stuff in the beginning of this audio that I thought was pretty awful, more so than even about more so than just the issue with the abortion, but also this actually talks about just like how she feels about her daughter and how useless her daughter is to her now because she won't work. So I've just got so many windows open. Hold on. All right. I'll play it for you.
She's angry. That's not how you start a conversation. That's not how you start a conversation. I would be hurt if my mom started a conversation. You want me in here? There's no relationship.
No, she doesn't care.
She does. In order for you to understand her mind means you have to be in her mind. Stop being a victim. Be an adult right now.
I know, but I know she doesn't give one shit.
Disconnect right now. I want you to talk to your daughter. She's your
I
daughter.
think it's best. Okay, so she just starts
What?
talking to you. I can't smile.
She's just looking at you, bro. Just stop. You're very fucking. You're like, bro, don't look at her.
I think it's best for you to go live with Dustin for a while. There's no relationship between us. But my thing is,
Wait.
can I finish?
Wait, let her.
So she's telling her daughter, this is their mediation. And Jennifer is saying to her daughter, you and I have no relationship. This is a mom talking to her 14-year-old daughter. You and I have no relationship, and I'm going to send you to your dad's house.
Talk and then you jump in. Here, you have the remote. Remember we did that last time? You have the remote? You talk only. Don't say a word.
No relationship between us, and I don't want to have a relationship with you like this anymore. I can't do it, and I cannot deal with you not sticking up for me in some sense. And you're cold-hearted to me all the time, and you only care about yourself and what's best for you, and you just don't think about how other people feel unless it's you or Mikey. And we can't get along at all, and I think we just need some time away from each other and not to make all these decisions, because I've allowed you to live with your boyfriend, I've allowed you to do all this shit, so I think like you just think it's okay to do it, and it's not okay. I'm getting all kinds of shit on the internet right now about being a horrible mom and all stuff, and I'm starting to really think I am, because it is true. I'm letting you do this at this age. Do this at this age. I'm letting you do that. I allowed you to have an abortion. And this is all the shit that they're saying on there. I allowed so much that I shouldn't have allowed. And it's allowed you to be the person you become and just think it's okay to act the way you can towards me. We don't have a relationship. Oh, can I talk? Just really quick.
No, wait.
Imagine, this sounds like someone breaking up with you, right? Like, imagine you're talking to your daughter and you're like, you and I don't have a relationship. You are cold-hearted to me. I'm going to send you to your dad and we just need to take a break. What? How does a mother say that to a child? We just need to take a break. We just need to take a break. This isn't your girlfriend. This is literally your child.
Wait, wait. I want to just touch base on 2 things that you said. I'm gonna take the microphones. Okay?
She thinks everything's a problem.
It's not. She's a child. This is what kids do. And no offense, when my mom talked, I would laugh. It's so fucking funny, and I get slapped in the face. It's a reaction. That's not maybe how she feels. But you saying the things that you're saying to this girl is fucking beyond me, Jen. Like, if you really think about it, if you step back and say, let me be my daughter, and let my mom say this to me, would this be okay? It's not okay. Your daughter went through something fucking beyond terrible that you, as an adult, it doesn't matter. You're the one that possibly allowed it on the internet too, because you don't know how to fucking isolate also. I tell you a lot of things that shouldn't be on the internet with your daughter, and you're like, oh, it got on there.
We didn't put it on there.
You innuendos.
So she's more concerned about there being stuff on the internet that's negative to her than literally what her daughter's going through. Her daughter got pregnant because Jen had no boundaries for her, pushed her into adult relationships, forced her into relationships, allows her boyfriend, who's 18 years old, to live in their house, and then allows, the little girl to have the abortion, which nobody is shaming her for that at all. Danielle is not the problem here. It's her mother. And she's like, you know what? You don't want to work anymore. And this was all building up because Danielle told Virginia and told her mom, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have this life. And so her response to her is, you're going to go live with your dad. Like, that is such emotional blackmail, and I can't imagine how much how much she does this to her daughter. Like, how do you put your daughter in a situation where you are emotionally blackmailing them to get what they want, knowing that for all intents and purposes, this little girl's sole security for years has been her mother? Like, how do you do that to a child? How do you put your child in that situation and then say, we're going to take a break. We just need to take a break. And then Virginia is literally just sitting there going, you don't talk to a child like that. You are acting like a child. Like, this is what children do. Like, what are you doing here? And mom doesn't care that because of all of her choices and because of what she forced on her daughter, now her daughter is dealing with the consequences of her mom's actions, right? Mom lets boyfriends live there. Mom dresses her like this. There are text messages now of Danny saying she doesn't want to dress like this. She wants to dress and look like a kid. She doesn't want to wear these clothes. She doesn't want to look like this. She wants to appeal to kids. And mom decided that it would be easier to pimp her daughter out and to look like a sex symbol than it would be to allow her daughter to shine and have talent as a kid. It makes no sense. And now mom is blaming Danny for wanting to quit. And she's more concerned about her own reputation online, which that's ridiculous.
Shit on there. You don't have to put it on there. There's subliminal messages and innuendos, and these little fucking critters that are behind screens are detectives. Why? They got nothing else going on, but let me search everything.
It was Ethan that started it.
Who gives a f***? It's something that happened in your daughter's life. I don't give a f*** about social media. You should care about what your daughter personally feels. Have you sat with your daughter and said, hey, Danny, how do you feel emotionally, what you've been through? Because no one has probably sat with her and said, hey, what are you going through?
You make disgusting comments about the abortion all the time.
You shouldn't. That's the worst thing.
You said to me, you were like, at least I didn't kill my child. You
Yeah,
literally
well,
said
did you
that.
say mean shit to
You
me?
say that in anger.
Okay, but that's a different type
No,
of thing.
it's
You don't
not.
say something-
Because you do the same shit to me, and then I do it
Me
back.
saying freaking childish insults is a difference.
No,
than
it's not.
literally
You say a
pushing
lot
on a
worse
topic
shit.
that you know
You
that
say a
sensitive.
lot worse shit. Don't even go there. Don't even go there with me.
Mom.
You know it. Okay, Danny,
The
whatever.
abortion is probably like the hardest subject for me to talk about, and you always bring it up. Even Jackie has told me, she's like, I don't understand why your mom brings that up.
I don't really
Matt
care.
has.
So she forces her daughter into this horrific situation where she's, having a abortion at age 13, by the way, and then she's shaming her daughter by throwing it in her daughter's face and like putting her down. It's unbelievable to me. And I wish this was fake, Vivi, but this is all real. None of this is fake. Like Jen and she has not been, like, Danny has not been online since. Jen is, bragging about how she's got 2 houses. Jen's bragging about all the lifestyle that this has led to her. And I don't remember who said this, but I just need to give props to, and I'm sure if you're watching, you will know who you are. But one of my subscribers left a comment in my last video, and they said, Jen is like the girl that was like the ugly kid in school that is living vicariously through her daughter and is making her daughter a sex symbol that she could never be. And she is like putting all of her self-esteem into like the accolades and the attention that her daughter gets, and she uses that as a reflection of who she is. And then she's put all of this out there, and because her daughter doesn't want to do it anymore, it's almost like it like beats down her self-esteem. It ruins how she feels, because she's somehow made Danny's image a reflection of her. And it's like so disgusting. And I wonder, someone said, is someone protecting her money? I have no idea. I don't know if they have a trust fund for her. I don't know. Jen says that much is obvious. That comment was on point. And so when that person said that to me, I was like, yes, that's like so true. Like Danny is a reflection of her. She is getting all of this attention. She's like, yep, that's my daughter. Look at me, I'm the mom. Look at how sexy my girl is. Look at how pretty she is. Every time you tell me, every time you do this, you do that. So Virginia ends up calling the police on them, and nothing happens. This is the crazy thing. She calls the police, she calls CPS on them, and Jen in turn then calls CPS on her. And in response to all of this, Jennifer decided that she just wasn't going to talk to Danny anymore, and so she locked herself up in her bedroom and didn't come downstairs for days, and told Danny that she just needed to leave the house because she didn't want to work. And then they get into this argument. Virginia and her mom get into this argument, and she's like, I know you can ruin me. Like, there's text messages of Jen saying, I know you can ruin me. I know you can put out all this information about me. I know you can end me. Do it. I don't care. Threaten me. And it's like, what? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? And it makes me wonder how many other kids that are on TikTok and on YouTube that are living in a situation like this, where mom wants them to work, dad wants them to work. Huxley is a good, parents that are making their children content. And it makes me wonder, like, how many other kids there are on YouTube, in the industry, on reality television that are living the same life as this, being threatened, being coerced, being manipulated, being told they need to do things, and then dangling love and all these things that I'm sure all Danny wants is someone to love her and someone to be there for her. I'm sure all Danny wants is someone to say, Danny, it's okay. I'm really sorry that you went through that. Like, when I was watching Danny's video, all that I wanted to do was just like crawl through the monitor and like give her a humongous hug. I think they were on Maury. I don't know. But yeah, so Virginia is a friend of the family. So Virginia used to live in the same complex as they all lived in the same complex in Florida. And Virginia And Jennifer used to work at a school, and while she was at the school, she was a paraprofessional, like a teacher's aide in a gym class. And Virginia's daughter was in the gym class where Jennifer was the paraprofessional. And so they all meet because Virginia's daughter is like 6 months younger than Danny. And so Danny and her daughter know each other. Jennifer is her daughter's like sort of teacher at school, and then they happen to live in the same complex. They meet in 2014 and they become like family friends, and Danny sort of decides to like confides in Virginia because she doesn't have like a mother that she can confide in. And so Virginia says that she sticks around as long as possible. She's trying to get through to Jennifer that what she's doing is wrong. She's trying to protect Danny. And it's gotten to a point where she calls CPS. CPS doesn't do anything. And so the only way Virginia says that she feels like, you know, they can really get through and show people what's going on is by actually releasing this stuff that prove what Jennifer's doing. Because nobody's trusting the dad, because Danny is sticking up for her dad. Danny is sticking up for her mom, and she's like regurgitating whatever Jen tells her to say about her dad. Her dad has, you know, like an arrest from years ago, and there's all kinds of questions about like how involved he wants to be in this, and you know, he's been sort of alienated, and it's, you know, it's just such a mess. So she's threatening to send her to Dustin's house, which is her dad. Yeah. And unless, you know, as long as Danny is being fed and has a roof over her head and there's not like overt physical abuse. Oh, and that's another thing. So Mikey ends up talking to Virginia as well, and he confides in her that he witnesses Jennifer like punching and beating Danny. And Mikey also calls Jennifer a predator. And Jennifer is allowing her brother to, you know, groom young girls, having young girls come into their house. Her brother's 27. They allow a 17-year-old to come in. Her brother is on, you know, Instagram defending it, saying, well, 17 is practically legal, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, these people are doing really bad things, and the kids are just their vehicles for cash, and it's nobody's protecting them. There's no rules on TikTok. There's no rules. Mikey is Danny's boyfriend. There's no rules on TikTok. There's no rules on YouTube. There's no labor laws for family businesses. It makes you like, Instagram won't even take down Danny's Instagram. Like, Danny's Instagram is so inappropriate. I dare you to go look at her Instagram. And then when you know how old she is in those photos, and you know that she's 12 and 13 years old, and she is in sexually provocative and suggestive poses, and Instagram won't even take it down, you're like, what the hell are these platforms doing? Yes. Danielle says Jen sounds like a disgusting person. No, well, Mikey and Danny are actually still together. It's just, so, yeah. So they're from California, they're from Florida. Not to mention, Jen has allowed her daughter to have all kinds of tattoos. It's illegal to have tattoos at her age. It's even illegal for a parent to consent for a child to have this amount of tattoos. It's like, it's bad. It's bad. And, you know, talking about the situation and the exploitation of Danny, you start to wonder, like, what can be done to stop this? If you are to like send a message to YouTube, they're not going to do anything. They don't care. And then if I send something to YouTube, then I'll be accused of trying to deplatform someone. You know, it's like, this is clearly really bad what's happening here. This little girl is not being protected. Yeah. You don't think, well, Mikey is with his parents right now, but as of a few days ago, she was saying she was with Mikey. They still live together. He's actually visiting his mom and dad right now. But yeah, they're still together. Danny is not an only child. She has a brother. The tattoo artist can get up to 7 felonies for tattooing a minor. I know, because I tattoo. It's all about money. She's going to grow up and have a lot of shit she needs to work through. Lifelong mental problems. It's like the next Lindsay Lohan. It's the next Britney Spears. It's the next... I mean, is there any wonder why... When you see firsthand how these parents are, is it any wonder that child stars end up becoming as messed up as they do? Is it any wonder that child stars, because their lives have been ripped away from them, become as messed up? Is it any wonder they fall into drug addiction? Is it any wonder they fall into like criminal histories and having breakdowns and having complete and utter mess ups? Is it any wonder when you now get an idea of what's happening behind the scenes? It's ridiculous. Danny was not on Teen Mom. Nope. Danielle Cohn. She's a TikToker. Danielle says it's sad because CPS isn't doing their job when I feel Danielle is trying to protect her mom as well. So it's like, what do they do and what can we do? I know. It's so frustrating. Children need a childhood not to work and to be viewed as a commodity by their parents. Correct. I absolutely agree with that, Jemima. Mandy says, I don't understand how Jen has been able to do this to her for so long. Why is YouTube and Instagram not stepping in and taking her channel down? I don't know. I really don't know. And I feel like right now the T channels are talking about it. So the channels that are gearing towards the younger demographics are talking about it, right? But what are kids going to do to change it, right? Like, adults are the ones that need to actually be stepping in and being like, what the hell are you doing, YouTube? What are you doing, TikTok? TikTok is like, it's the Wild West. Like, if people complain that we have too much censoring on YouTube, I am glad we have the amount of censoring that we do on YouTube, because the kids on TikTok, that is like another level of no rules, no holds barred. The behavior, it's out of control. We're not talking about Catch Me Outside, but that girl's could be a lot like Danielle, bad baby. 100%. I doubt she has the money in a trust. Her mom spends the money like, you should see their house. You should see their house. So that's what I have for tonight. What restaurants are open to have a party? Jake Paul needs to dig a hole and crawl in it. Yeah, I agree. Ava, I agree. I just want like something to happen where YouTube actually starts to do something. And I feel like these conversations about these kids have got to move away from just these small T channels or these large T channels that are catering to 16 and 17 year olds. Because 16 and 17 year olds have been knowing what's been going on for Danielle for ages. Like, I was literally getting crap on Twitter because everyone's like, this is an old story. And I was like, for you? How old are you? 12? 16? It's not, it's old for the 16 year olds. But for an adult, a lot of us are only finding out about it because she just did a video and said that she had an abortion. And when you start talking about a little baby girl, 13 years old, getting on YouTube, talking about having an abortion, of course, the ears are going to start perking up on mamas. Like, my mama bear was like full on. I was like, are you kidding me? Something has to be done. Something has to be done. Don't send hate to Danny. Do not send bullying to Danny. Do not be mean to Danny. Like, Danny needs love and affection, and she does not need a mom that's turned her into a commodity. Yeah. I just feel really bad. And more stuff keeps coming out. And it's like, I have a 7-year-old boy. And they have 2 houses. So I have a 7-year-old boy, 7.5. He'll be 8 in the fall. And I'm like, mind you, he has developmental disabilities, so he doesn't act like a 7-year-old. He's more like a 5-year-old. But either way, like, I can't imagine my son being treated like an adult. I cannot imagine making my son work. I can't imagine making him, like, be on YouTube. Even though he, like, loves the subscribers here. He loves the subscribers. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to end this with a funny story about my son. So we're going to end this on a light note. So the other day, my son was watching a video, and my son really likes the Gaming Beaver. So the Gaming Beaver is this guy. He is from the UK. He loves dinosaurs, and he plays Jurassic World, the game, and all these other, like, dinosaur games. And then he likes this guy named Pungence, and Pungence plays, like, this these games called, like, Piggy, and he plays this one about a rabbit or a froggy. And they are gamers that don't curse, don't swear. They keep things super clean for kids. Like, I hope they're good guys in real life. But anyways, because my son watches their channels so much, he was, like, he, like, does mimicking scenes for Daddy and me. And he was pretending like he was doing his channel. And he was, like, and a song played. And he goes, oh, hold on. I need to fast forward that or I'm going to get a copyright claim. My son's, like, imitating YouTube and saying, oh, hold on, I gotta fast forward. I'm gonna get a copyright claim. Piggy is your daughter's favorite. Yeah, my son's obsessed with Piggy right now. But yeah, my son's, like, gonna get a copyright claim. So funny. All right. Yep. He also does, like, impersonations, and he does, like, he acts out scenes, and he's always just like, this is for my subscribers, and he's like, now I want to get 3,000 likes, you guys. Oh, help mommy get more likes, you guys. 3,000 likes. Pungence is always like, let's get 12,000 likes. I'm like, 12,000 likes? Oh my God, Pungence. Really? They are sponges. It's so funny. He loves his YouTube. Yes, he loves his YouTube. He wants to have his subscribers, and he wants to do YouTube, and we're like, nope. He's ready for his own YouTube channel now. He will not be on YouTube ever, until he's, like, way older and he understands, like, all of that stuff. Like, he will not be on YouTube. You might accidentally see him, but he will never be, like, content on here. All right. If your little boys, if you guys have a favorite channel, if your kids have a favorite channel that they like to watch, put a comment and let me know. If you guys have thoughts, questions, concerns, or if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, you can let me know in the comments below. But I hope you guys had a fun chat tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for Thirsty Thursday. Bye, guys.